All right, guys, it's that time of year again. It's time for the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show. Let's go. Welcome to the world's biggest sheep and wool show. This is Spendigo, as it's colloquially known. This is the ultimate showcase of Australia's incredible sheep and wool industry. But first, we have a fun little VIP event. I'm in my car at Bendigo Woollen Mill. How exciting! Which I got invited to. I've never been to a VIP event before, and I thought that I'd take you guys along before we go to Spendigo, the Bendigo Wool and Sheep Show, which is one of my favourite things of the year. We're going to go in. I'm going to take you guys along to a special VIP night. Bendigo Woollen Mill is one of my favourite places to get yarn from. It is a larger company that makes yarn, and tonight they are celebrating the launch of a brand new product, the Wollemi yarn range. This is a farm to yarn range which comes from Tony's farm. We're going to meet him later and we're actually going to have a chat to him as well, so make sure that you stay so we can do that. The Bendigo Woollen Mill has an incredible range of Australian wool. They are also part of a larger, broader yarn company. So tonight we get to have a bit of a relax, have a Tim Tam, and get to see the launch of the new product. It is a really, really lovely new yarn. It's very soft, and I have it on authority from Tony himself that Carriedale yarn is the best for helping babies sleep. So you can take that with you and have a look for yourself. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just really want to support Australian business and Australian farmers.
And here I am still doing this 78, so I haven't finished yet my journey in life, because as you can see I'm passionate about it.
Hello guys, I thought I'd do a quick little outfit check before I headed off on my adventure today to the Wool Show. So this is my colourwork jumper. This is a Sari Nordland design. I think it's called Verpa, something like that. And it's Bendigo Woollen Mills yarn for all of it. I have my amazing new coat, which I still didn't put the fastenings on. So I'm just not going to do it up today. I don't think I need to. It seems like it's going to be a nice day. Cold, obviously, it's Bendigo. It's going to be like top of 11 degrees. And I realise there's other people from other places laughing at the idea that 11 degrees could be winter, but it does feel really cold here. Like it's in your bones. But yeah, that's my new wool coat that I just made. That's the look for today. So let's go to the show. We're at the Wool Show. Let's go ask some people some questions. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm Hayley, or Hayley's Face on Instagram and YouTube. I'm a knitter, so I'm here to enjoy the knitting and all the yarn, but also I'm here vlogging the weekend as well.
Fantastic. So you're going to have a video out soon.
Yes, hopefully next week. We'll see.
Perfect. And then the important question of the day, what wool are you wearing?
I am wearing Plötulopi, which is Icelandic 100% unspun, and I've got my Sophie shawl on and also my porcelain sweater, which is by Lynette.
Can you tell me what wool you're wearing?
So it's a jumper, I guess. It's in a lovely mulberry wool that I knitted myself off a pattern from a Peyton's book from the 1940s.
I am currently wearing a hat that I knitted years ago. The yarn is white gum wool. I bought it at Salamanca Wool Shop in Tasmania over a decade ago. It was hand dyed, but I can't remember who by. It's 8-ply and the pattern is Whitman hat.
A tunic I knitted last year. It's Icelandic wool called Letlopi. And the pattern I got off Ravelry from a Joanna Vise called Gimstein.
Hello.
Hi.
Who are you and what are you doing at the show?
I'm Vera Loves Knitting and I sell patterns for hand knitting.
Can we find you online? Are you on Ravelry? Do you have your own website?
I do have my own website. I'm veralovesknitting.com.au. On Ravelry, I'm Vera Loves Knitting. On Instagram, same thing, Vera Loves Knitting.
What wool are you wearing?
I am wearing a merino possum that is produced in New Zealand, but it's really perfect for Bendigo weather. Called the Wollemi cardigan, and it's size inclusive, quick, comforting, everything you want in a hand knitted item.
Who are you and what are you doing at the show?
I'm Susanna from Sana & Co. and I'm a knitwear designer.
What wool are you wearing?
I'm wearing Louis and Lola Merino Possum. This is one of my patterns. This is the Alma cardigan. It's a colour work cardigan. It's worked bottom up and it's got some lovely Scandinavian style colour work details. I don't know if they're showing on camera.
Yeah, sure they are.
Here's a detail over here.
Where can we find the pattern?
I am on Ravelry and every pattern is available online, including this one.
Who are you and what are you doing at the show?
My name is Claire and I'm here with my husband Paul. We're from Fibre Arts Shed and we're here at the show selling yarn that we create in our mill as well as roving and top that we import from overseas. So today my style has been described positively as coordinated quirky. I'm wearing all the hand knits.
I love that so much.
My favorite one is this scarf that I'm wearing. So this is called Fugsy's Wrap and it's a pattern that I designed from yarn that my husband spun to go along with a book that he wrote about a hero who works in a mill and goes on a bit of a hero's journey to save his village in this fantastical novella. So you can buy the yarn and the pattern and get a free download of his book.
Oh my God, that's actually amazing. That is so cool. That is a good story.
Yes.
Trying to find some farmers who are wearing wool, but no one's wearing wool. I've got an important question for you, mate. What wool are you wearing? Merino. We're all wearing merino. Who are you and what are you doing at the show?
My name is Tony Manchester. I had two important jobs to do. They launched my product at Bendigo Woollen Mills on Thursday night, which they wanted to be at, which is a huge success. And I've been coming down to the Bendigo Sheep Show for about 20 plus years, probably a bit more. And here I am again. The important thing, I am getting my sheep better, which means my wool product is getting better, because I got 2 reserve champions down here this year, and quite a lot of blue ribbons. But anyhow, I'm getting closer to getting a broad blue ribbon, but I haven't got there yet, so I'll be here next year.
All your sheep are Carriedales?
All my sheep are Carriedale.
What makes Carriedale so special? You love it, so what makes it so special?
Well, I suppose what makes it special is there's more production out of a Carriedale fleece than there is merinos, so they're better buying in that respect. They're the traditional dual-purpose breed, been around for 170 years now probably.
What wool are you wearing?
I'm wearing some pure wool, is my jumper.
Yep.
And it's cold down here, and so I've got a jacket on. But no, I got a pure wool jumper on.
Who are you and what are you doing at the show?
My name is Colleen Arnold and I actually own Colleen's Crafts. It's hand spun, handmade and machine knitting. The jumper I'm wearing is a jumper I knit on the machine it was Bendigo Woollen Mills yarn, so I actually designed it on a computer program. The scarf that I'm wearing was fibre sent away for scarf exchange several years ago, and it came back as a beautiful scarf with lovely white and lovely colours and beads.
Hello. So, day one at the Bendigo Woollen Sheep Show is done. I am back in my hotel room. I'm exhausted. I walked the whole everything. I think I've got one tent actually that I still have to do, but I ran out of camera battery. So, came back here to rest. It was lovely. The weather today was extraordinarily nice. We don't normally get that kind of nice weather for the Woollen Sheep Show, at least, not for a few years. So that was slightly unnerving, actually. I packed way more stuff than what I needed, and I ended up being quite sweaty, actually. I was wearing too many layers. Good thing I didn't wear my stockings this morning like I thought I was going to. But now I'm ready to transfer files and do all of the battery things that I need to do to be ready for tomorrow. I bought nothing today. I know everyone's gonna be like, what do you mean? You saw all the things. I really didn't look at anything because I was so busy trying to make sure I wasn't getting in people's way and that I was being polite to the people who had the stalls so that I could ask them, can I film? Yes, I do prefer to ask everyone if I can film. If I've missed you, I'm so sorry. And if they say no, obviously I don't film that stall. I also would like to talk to some more people, ask them what wool they're wearing. That's quite nerve-wracking. I'm not used to talking to people. First of all, I have terrible PTSD, and talking to people is very, very scary. But EMDR is making that better, so I'm going in there full pelt. It's terrifying. But anyway, so I was going to camp like I did last year, and I know a lot of people have been like, you camping again, you crazy lady. I wanted to. The prices got raised this year, so for a tent site was $90 for a tent site. I didn't want to pay $90 for staying in a tent. Like, obviously there are plenty of free camping places, but if you free camp, leaving your stuff there means that anyone can be there. Like, it's not monitored. There's no cameras. There's no gates in or out or anything like that. So I'm not really comfortable doing that. It's fine for a night or two. It would be fine if I just brought like my swag and nothing else, but there is actually quite a lot of downtime once the show finishes. And what do you do with that time? You go and hang out in your tent. You can't really do that if you bring your swag. So in the end, I decided to go and find accommodation, but I am staying all the way in Maryborough instead of staying in Bendigo. If you don't know anything about Victoria, they are not near each other. This is an hour away from Bendigo that I'm staying. So that's a choice. I rationalised this by saying that if the show was in Melbourne, I'm an hour out of Melbourne City, so it would take me an hour to get to the show if it was in Melbourne anyway, so it's actually fine. I think that says a lot more about the stupidity of Melbourne's urban sprawl than what it does about the rationale of staying in Maryborough when I've got a thing that I need to go to every day in Bendigo. But that's the choice I made. No matter how poor that choice is, that's the choice I made, so I'm sticking with it. I'm going to go and relax, and we'll catch up again tomorrow when we get to go and see more stuff. Yesterday was Saturday. Today's Sunday. This is the last day of the wool show. Yesterday I was supposed to go again, but due to the incredibly thin walls and the family in the room next door being quite sick overnight, I got no sleep. So rather than risking driving an hour to Bendigo and an hour back and possibly almost definitely crashing my car, I stayed in and I did some work. Not much, just a bit, because I was very, very tired. And I did some reading and I did knitting. And I relaxed and rested, and then I went to bed at like 6:30, and now I'm up again. Time to roll out. Hello, who are you and what are you doing here?
Okay, my name's Kathy Goucher and I own Push My Buttons, and I sell handmade polymer clay buttons made by me, and I also sell sustainably sourced buttons, vintage, modern and craft.
Hello, who are you and what are you doing at the show?
Hi, I'm Judy. I'm from Free Range Art, and I'm selling my wares and spinning and having a ball.
What wool are you wearing?
I'm wearing something that I've spun myself and hand knitted. Is Carriedale Cross, and it worked out beautifully.
I am Olivia and I run iCast Mending. I sell predominantly ceramics, so ceramic yarn bowls, and dice stitch markers, all sort of inspired by D&D and fantasy, as well as knitting patterns and kits, also inspired by D&D and fantasy.
Hello, who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm Julie Sargent from Woollen Witchery, and we sell our yarn from our farm that we process here in Victoria and New South Wales, and I hand dye it with plants from the farm and the garden. So I use gum leaves, I grow my own indigo and marigolds and a few other potions.
What wool are you wearing today?
I'm wearing our merino wool. So I've hand dyed this yarn with the 4-ply, yeah. This is one of the 4-wind scarf patterns that was done for the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Who are you and what are you doing at the show this year?
I'm Wendy, I'm with Beersheba Farm and I'm selling my sheep's wool. This shawl is made from hand-spun Castledale, which is my own breed.
Mine's Belinda from Windara Black Sheep. So I have my sheep here, this is my stall. So I sell natural coloured Polworth wool, so I have yarn and fleeces and tops. So I am wearing some of my own wool. So this is Sprinkles, my 8-ply yarn. This was very lovely gifted to me by Mel's Yarn Universe. So it's her pattern, so it's called Kindred Spirits. But yeah.
I am Julie. I'm the creative force behind Dye by Hand Yarns. I can't remember what the charcoal yarn is, but the colourful yarn is actually a Noro.
Awesome.
And this was the hat that I made for my husband, but if you give me 3 seconds.
Oh, fantastic. Wow.
So this side I know is Once We Were Pirates, and the other side was just a chart of Oh Dear.
Fantastic.
And I added the beautiful little tassel for my loose ends.
Oh, I love it so much. I'm here with Kathy's Fibres.
Yes.
What do you sell?
I sell dyed fibre and dyed yarn and knitwear.
What is one of the weirdest fibres that you sell? Because you sell lots of different fibres.
I do sell lots of fibres. Rose fibre is pretty exciting, made from rose bushes.
That is incredible.
Does not smell of rose though.
What wool are you wearing today?
I'm wearing Australian merino.
My name is Prue Simmons, I'm from Dying to Weave, and I am spreading the sari weaving love here at the Bendigo Wool Show. I am wearing a beautiful outfit by one of my students, Lani Ramsey, in alpaca, and it is keeping me nice and warm. It's gorgeous.
Hello, I'm Michael Hedges. I'm from Yass, and I'm here to sell our own wool products.
What wool are you wearing today?
Oh, I don't actually have any wool on.
No! It's always the farmers. What wool are you wearing today?
I'm wearing beanie knitted by my auntie using our own wool from our farm.
Beautiful. And what kind of wool do you have? What breed?
This is Superfine Merino, which is 16-17 micron, and we also have Comeback, which is Merino Border Leicester.
Ooh. Hello, who are you guys and what are you doing here at the show?
We're Elspeth's Handspun, and we sell handspun wool and wooden items for spinning and weaving and doing all sorts of handcraft.
You guys sell a lot of things that are historically inspired, like your tools and things.
We sell lucettes, which is what they used to make their dress cords from. We actually carry some spindles that are really old, so 500 to 700 BC, and a couple of pieces that are 900, 1000 AD. And we have a girl who does metalwork for us, and she makes historically accurate reproductions of pins and jewellery and necklaces and stuff.
I love that you guys are wearing historic inspired outfits. Can you tell me a little bit about those? What are you wearing?
So I'm wearing mainly Viking today. Sharon is wearing Anglo-Saxon. You can recognise Sharon's stuff by the fact that it has a Roman similar peplos over the top. So that's the transition from Roman to no longer Romans in Britain, so around 10th century. And I'm wearing Viking, not Jorvik, but slightly earlier, about 900, and they were up in Suffolk.
Vivian Ryan and I'm from Fibres of the Yarra Valley and I'm here as a trader. I'm selling wool and raw fibre and toys, but my specialty is genetically modified chooks, aka comfort chooks. I am wearing a Romney stole that I have spun and dyed myself, and then I have got my good friend Nola Barnes to knit it for me, and it is her design.
My name is Jackie and I am weaving as part of my business Jackie Made This. I am wearing a wool undershirt, a jumper that I just finished knitting last night, my woolen scarf. I've also got woolen tights and woolen socks.
Well done.
I am warm.
Good job, same.
Oh, beautiful girl.
My name is Barley. I'm with Tea Time Yarn Retreats, and I have got lots of notions today, lots of stitch markers, needle keepers. I'm also talking to people about my retreats, so Tea Time Yarn Retreats, and also this pattern that I designed is called the Pankhurst Cowl. It's a nice single crochet pattern. It's nice and easy to do. It's on Ravelry. You can also buy the kits here as well.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm Jamal, we're from Skein Machine and we're showing off our shadow shawls and our own yarn. So we dye our own yarn and we make the shadow shawls.
Which one are you wearing today?
I'm wearing the wolf.
Yep. Amazing. It's like, how does the technique work? I'm so fascinated by it.
So it's difference between garter stitch and stockinette stitch.
Right.
And the garter stitch actually blocks you out being able to see the next colour.
Wow.
All our patterns are available on our shop, skeimachine.store, and on Ravelry.
I'm Mark Trickett, I'm a hand spinner, just sitting demonstrating. At the moment, one jumper, but I'm aiming to spin the yarn to knit my own jumper on a knitting machine with my own hand spun.
I just got home, so I thought that I would quickly just take you through what I actually bought so that we've got that done. I bought nothing from the show. When I finally got back around to actually doing my shopping after all my filming, the things that I wanted weren't actually available anymore. They were sold out, which is fantastic, actually, because I know where to find those shops online. If you don't, they're linked below. And I can just go shopping online and get those things. I don't have to buy them from the show. I saw them, I squished them, I know exactly what I'm doing. So I'll go and buy them online instead. And I'm happy that someone else bought them. That's great for those businesses. I did buy from Bendigo Woollen Mill, however. I got 3 balls of their new Wollemi range. Tony, who I spoke to at the show, he's the farmer of the Carriedale wool that this yarn is made of, and it's really beautiful. This is what I got from the VIP night at Bendigo Woollen Mills. It is so lovely. It is very, very soft. I can't wait to use this yarn. It actually is, it's more variegated than it looks. When you see it knitted up, it looks, you know, very one colour, but with depth, and that depth is because they've spun it, the yarn itself, together with sort of a grey as well as its basic purple, and it looks really beautiful. This colour is called Lily Pilly. I definitely recommend that you have a look at Bendigo Woollen Mills and see their range, particularly the Wollemi range, because Tony is so lovely, and we really do want to shop farm to yarn like this. Alright guys, that's the end of the Sheep and Wool Show. I hope that you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, make sure that you subscribe and like. Have a look at the description, because I should have pretty much everyone, all the stalls and things listed down in the description. And there is definitely a link to the Wool and Sheep Show's website, and they have links to everyone as well. Give them some love as well. Support small Aussie independent businesses. Thanks so much to my Patreons for all your support as always. And that's it. Today, as always, learn lots, be kind, and make something. See you later.